Fjords. Let's see. Normally, heavy tanks trying to play this position. In random events, they make it possible to go through the hill, which is a nice thing. But the big problem is the eastern spawn has the advantage of going normally, wrong color again, going up here and then play this area, because enemy campers will sit here and they can be really molested by that area in the middle. So they tend also to camp a little bit here around that area, or in late game then this area. Very annoying. Eastern part camps with tank destroyers and artillery normally at the half island there. Some people go up here but can't do anything. So it's still, yeah, very annoying to play. Tank destroyers also, wrong color again, sorry. Tank destroyers are also sitting here and nothing going on so much. I don't know why I still like to play this map, because it's definitely unbalanced and you know, okay, the east part will have a big advantage and you are trying to play very passively and then let the enemies come into you and you can do still some high damage but lose the game normally. But yeah. If enemy doesn't make big mistakes, it's very unlikely you win with the with the western spawn. So I like this map, but I know it's not a good one. So Fjords, considering being that unbalanced, actually it has to go to C tier, which is sad because I'm normally still like to play it, depending on the spawn of course. But yeah, I'd say from the overall map design, sadly it's C tier. From the fun part, it would be more like B tier. So let's talk about Redshire. Redshire not being a bad shire, with multiple ways to play this map actually. Normally you have the medium tanks trying to play around this area with possible camper positions around here, maybe also at the end of the map in some forests here. Also medium tank areas here and there on light tanks and tank destroyers and everything. Everything can sit here everywhere. Tank destroyers also at this position. Some people like to camp in this position. Also this position is possible to play behind some bushes with medium tank. And big crushing point is the eastern part. And people playing hull down and side scraping a little bit. Whatever light tanks can try. Oh, it's the wrong color. Try to go through a little bit of forest and then go and spot up here. Enemy light tanks normally go directly into those bushes, which are in this area, and can prevent this enemy scout from being too aggressive. But all in all, there's a lot of stuff going on Redshire, and the outcome is never certain, because you can always keep camping or outplay the enemies who are too aggressive. And if the enemy is defending too hardcore, it's also possible to play against them if you still have a medium or light tank who knows what we are doing. Not forget to say there are always campers sitting in this area. This is also a late game position where I really love to play against everyone who's coming now from this side if you win with a south spawn. It's not so easy from the northern part, for the southern part. It's difficult to defend the enemies which are coming from here. Normally then you can just try to outplay them from this area. So all in all, I'd say Redshire is a pretty good map actually, one of the few good maps we have. So Redshire, still, I'd say it's S tier, not being perfect, but closest to being a very good map in World of Tanks. It has some flaws regarding the camper positions, which are sometimes a little bit too strong with all that camouflage it has, but it also makes a good challenge for light tanks to play as best as they can, or even medium tanks in the late game, and the light tanks are already gone. So I think Redshire is one of the best maps in World of Tanks so far. Steps, in comparison, is maybe one of the easiest map kind of to play in terms of stupidity, because normally heavy tanks are going here, playing around this area, and yeah, your own teammates, if you are the blue team, for example, they can camp here, or they play medium-wise that area. Enemy teams, for example, love to camp in this area, and also try to push a little bit through here, if it's possible, and that's about it. That's the whole thing the map can offer. Of course, you have the late game camper positions of this part, somehow this part. Northern spawn has not so many camper positions. They have this little area where things still can go on a little bit, but not really much. And yeah, that's about it. The whole center, which you would say, okay, this should be actually somehow playable maybe for light tanks. But no, as soon as they try to play active, they are getting outspotted because there's not much camouflage in the middle. And it's just a big fat death center. And that's all the map has to offer. It's absolutely stupid. It's extremely simple actually. Just have two corridors where you can play somehow, where something's going on. And that's about it. So now the question is, how stupid is Steps? Is it that stupid that it goes like the same with White Park or Karelia, or is it still interesting enough to play? No, I'd say it's still so stupid. It's not unenjoyable to play. It doesn't mean it's fun, it's just not extremely annoying, but it offers so less opportunities that it's just not a good map at all. So number 23 is Fisher's Bay, and it also took me a long time to somehow make sense of this map, but I just had to realize, if you start from the south spawn, you camp in this area here, you camp in this area here when you're coming from the northern spawn when you have a heavy tank. You can defend a little bit if enemy team wins from this area here, or from this area here. For example, with tank destroyers, or if you're falling back with heavy tanks. Then you have lots of tank destroyers sitting in this area, sorry, wrong color. And you have a lot of tank destroyers sitting in this area, just waiting for something to be done here. Sometimes light tanks try to play this bush, for example, or also a little bit, again, this area. And yeah, for example, you don't have so much possibilities as a light tank from the southern spawn, I'd say, but you can try to make sense out of this position here. And yeah, you can't use the same pushes as the southern spawn, because somehow those pushes have not the same camo value. Can try to play a little bit here to shoot down there, but doesn't work normally so good. It's very much camping on this map, because the game is decided normally in the city, and if they make it through the city, they have the problem of not being able to push any further. Same goes for the other side, where you still can fight your way a little bit further, like around this here, but then you have still the problem of enemy tank destroyers shooting you from there. But I think it's then still easier for the southern part to win the match than from the northern part, because somehow, yeah, there's no really going through here. You also have to win at least the western flank or the center. So actually, the big fat death zone normally is this here, very unlikely to be pushed. But if you have some teammates and you play in a platoon with 3 tanks or something like this, and you can make a high pressure, then it makes sense sometimes to do this when there are not so many tank destroyers defending this area. But all in all, yeah, I'd say it's a difficult map to play. It's not that bad, but it's difficult to play, and it can be very frustrating and long. So I'd say from the frustrating level and overall campiness of the map, I would put it in C tier. Mountain Pass, one of the stale maps as well. The thing is, you can't push anywhere. It's almost impossible. You can camp a little bit in this area, or if you're light and medium tank, also from this side. And of course, tank destroyers will outcamp you here from any pushing possibilities you might have. Enemies will defend this area, where there's no going through the bridge normally. You just shoot at each other. And yeah, sometimes someone is sitting here, but it's not really recommendable, because we're getting just shot by sniper TDs or something like this immediately. I don't have a good time at this area of the map as well. So yeah, the thing is, nothing is going forward. And the northern pass, it's also just camping in this area, or yeah, staying here, trying to shoot up there. And they made it a little bit with more stones here, so that you can try to go a little bit further up here, but nothing really happens. Artillery is sitting here normally, just being annoying at some point, depending on the position of the map. And yeah, light tanks will try at some point to go in this area, so they can push up here and then make another little battle up here. But it takes so long, and sometimes it just doesn't happen at all, because we're just cupola sniping each other the whole time. That Mountain Pass is a really annoying map to play. Mountain Pass, sadly, it's just a bad map, I'd say, and it's D tier. Basically the same goes for Mannerheim Line. So thing is, you can go here and then do nothing, or enemy team goes here around this area and can't do nothing. Then you have some sniper tank destroyers sitting here. You have the medium tanks not being able to do anything up here. From the northern part, they sit up here, nothing happens. You have maybe a light tank sitting here, or a light tank sitting here. And sometimes we're also trying to spot a little bit this area. But all in all, nothing much happens. Enemy tank destroyers also like to sit here and try to hold off the aggressive push maybe from the northern spawn, which rarely happens. And it all depends on actually who's winning kind of that area normally, and can outflank the enemy. Or sometimes southern spawn just sends 2 tanks to the south, and then, for example, the northern part wins, or the southern part wins, but they can't go any further than here. And also the south part can't go any further than here, and then they get outflanked, outshot by the enemy tank destroyers. Is such an annoying map to play, and not recommendable at all. Also honorable mention that there are camper positions up here and there, which make it, even if you manage to push through the northern part or the southern part through, you can't go anywhere near the base. So for the red team, it normally stops around this part, and the northern team has to stop around this part, and then it doesn't go any further as well. This map is actually so bad that I would say it's should be banned directly, because it's so boring. It's not unfair so much, but it's just extremely annoying to play. So I'd put it on Insta ban actually, yep. So I don't want to make this video too long, that's why I will cut it here. There will be around 4 to 5 maps with every episode I will discuss. I hope it will be helpful for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will tune in next time. Thanks guys for watching, and cheers bros.